So this video is long overdue. I just wanted to hop on here and reveal what it is that I have seen in a dream. It's been a little over 6 weeks now. I saw a relative that had just passed, and he was with what I can only describe as Jesus. It was a man that was smiling, and he, like, there's no other way to put it, that there was just like, what made me just feel like it was Jesus was the aura, if that makes any sense. When I mean just pure, unfiltered, unadulterated, just joy beaming from this man. I was just like, wow. I was wowed in my dream as I looked at him. And he was with my cousin, like I said, who had just passed. And they were in a barrier, or what you can call like a mini firmament. And it was this beautiful orange color. And even though I can see kind of what it was that they were saying, which was, come on, he was my cousin. He was a bishop in his life, and he was in one of his suits. He looked really sharp. He was younger. And when he looked really like, he didn't look troubled at all. He looked excited, and he was waving for people to come towards him. And he was, and what makes this very important, I lived in New York for a few years, and I recognized where they were. They were at the Madison Square Garden stairs. There's a few entrances into the Madison Square Garden, and you can just see that they were on one of them. And he was instructing them to come on, like it's time. And I can just see Jesus, and he's a lot more laid back. He's not as I would say as energetic as my cousin was, as he was trying to get people in. He was just waving, he looked like how you would imagine a king sitting there waving at people. That's exactly what he was doing, and with the most incredible smile on his face. And if you know New York, it pays attention to basically nothing. The people, there were hundreds, probably thousands of people that walked by them. And I was just like, at that time, I didn't know what it was that it meant. It was frightening. I'm gonna say that, because I was like, why is no one taking notice of them? And I was like, is it the barrier? And then I've been in my Bible, and I've seen it a couple of times, the verse where it says, if you have, and it is Jesus saying, if you have ears to hear and eyes to see, then hear and see. And so I was just like, this is why no one is stopping and they're not gazing, because if you're blind and deaf, in the spirit world, then you won't see and you won't hear. And at the end of the day, even though we are in flesh, we are spirits above all other things. And so it took a while for me to come to the conclusion of sharing this information, if only because even though I've dreamed dreams almost my entire life, I've never been a big sharer of them. And I think that it's time for that silence to end, and to just tell the truth, because at the end of the day, I truly feel the impending incoming of God. There's no other way to put it. Can't escape it. And I think that when you tell the truth, you shame the devil. So right now is that time. That's another reason why you see, if you go on my Facebook, like over 90% of the content that I post now is Christian, and it's about going to Jesus and about repenting. It's about, you know, stopping the life that the world wants you to live, because the world is still, you know, it's governed by Satan, even though he technically doesn't reign anymore. He is a defeated prince. The world don't love us. And it's one of those things where it's very much showing in today's society. And, you know, I do say this, it's not, I say this with a heavy heart, y'all. And because I say with a heavy heart because I understand there are so many people where they just will not see or understand, comprehend the message. And because they don't understand it or comprehend it, they're going to be apprehensive. Even though a lot of people, they see terms and conditions on anything that they're buying or purchasing, and they still go for it. I'm saying this is the time to not have apprehensions, or if you do have them, just go to God about it. God hears you, okay? Even if you may think that you, or maybe if you don't have the eyes for seeing and the ears for hearing, talk to God. His eyes are perfectly fine. His ears are not heavy, he says. He hears you and he sees you. And if he desires so, he will reach down. But you also have to come through the gateway of Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ is the only way.